Hello everybody and welcome back. Thanks for joining me, I'm Count Christo. This is another of our wonderful Genoa episodes in EU5. We are plowing our way through building back up our trading empire after it was decimated by the Black Death. But things are once again on the up. We should be able to stabilize the country. Let's not spend quite that much on stability while we're still spending cost of court. Cost of court costs will come down once we're at 100 Republican tradition. But yeah, building back out our markets, which is nice. Look at this, by the way. So in the Napoli market, we have 30 trade capacity just from trade offices. How good is that? Oh, absolutely raking in the cash. It's glorious. Glorious. In this episode, tech. We're going to be embracing the institutions of the age of Renaissance and making the most out of all of those. Unhappy estate? But we have automated tax on. They'll cheer up in a second, I think. We are just finishing repairing the country after the wave of damage. We've got a lot of repairing still to do, some promotion to happen still here, working on new dyes industry in the north, lots of places short on people, but we persevere. Any of these places that are, any of these RGOs that have available work, I will be going around and upgrading, and we are going to put our first town down here on Corsica, start building a wharf here, start getting a bit of a better connection down there. War-wise, in this episode, we are running low on antagonism, which means it's time for us to try and start a new war. What I'm going to try and do, I can't believe I set up this defensive league and then accidentally attacked it. It was very dumb. But war-wise, the easiest CB for us to get right now is against people who aren't in our side of the Gulf Ghibellines. So I think we're going to use that to gobble up this guy. And then I think we might have to no CB Lucca. But once we've done that, we've got access to Florence, Siena, all that lot. So we'll see how that's going to go. You, alliances-wise, seem beatable. Eminently beatable. So I think we will be making a play against them. Actually, with that in mind, we should start building, so we don't have a truce to them anymore, we should start building the spy network, get that going. Have to put a little bit more into Diplo spending. And of course, we are also improving relations with a whole bunch of people so that we can keep building our trade offices far and wide. We have got our overseas trading posts going up around the Mediterranean, giving us reach into lots of different foreign markets, which is very, very nice. Okay, this is a good parliament. First off, supporting a mercantile cabinet, good. Gives us 10 plutocracy, which is going to keep putting us higher and higher above what we should be able to get. And I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to get a CB on Lucca, because I do not care about noble levy obligations at all. So if we can do that, we can then get a CB, and in fact, we don't get it on Lucca. Well, hang on. Pisa, who are you allied to? I would rather not call them in. And Lucca, your other ally was what? Montferrat, Pisa, and Pavia. Okay. Well, I wouldn't mind fighting Pavia. Okay, so I think we declare war on Pisa, intending to take all three of these, and that will be plenty of aggressive expansion. And if we have any left over, maybe we use it here or something like that. Yeah, that works. Okay, so fabricate CB, Lucca, yes please, and we should be able to get that support back because we're very happy to support capital economy. Another 2 towards that, and then levy obligations on the burghers do not matter. Perfect. Now the question is, would I rather get 10 plutocracy and some admin ability for our guy, or just lose the 7 stability and change something? So right now we're focused on republicanism, which is 0.1 republican tradition, which is nice to have. How much does 0.1 republican tradition cost right now? So basically it's the difference between spending 8, well, it's 2 ducats a month, basically. So I think that's, yeah, that's not worth it for that law. But I mean, there's so many laws we could change. Let me look through here and see if there's anything I think that's worth 10 plutocracy. There will be, because we can always get that later. Okay, so I think I've found 3 laws that we really want to change. One is we're currently on traditional distribution, lowers crown power, higher states, or republican tradition, decentralization. We switch that to favor the ruler, which gives us 20% crown power, so a 30% swing. Not technically because of how the stacking multipliers work, but that's fine. The states do get unhappy, but that's okay. Maximum tax up. This will hurt our tax quite a bit, but our income is trade, so that's fine. So we're going to do favor the ruler first. Then after that, we're going to switch from republicanism to which one was I going to do? Probably meritocratic rule for the trade capacity. We could do peasants, because peasant loyalty. We don't need the peasant loyalty right now, actually. So maybe not. Will this, if I switch off that one? No, okay, good. We have 11 patrician tax. 11 patrician happiness to play with. And then the other one we want is any religion for the humanism. And what's the other one? Limited censorship. Yeah, we want to go to no censorship. More cultural influence and more innovative, more humanism, more individualism. Although we are going communalism right now, but the humanist and individualist is more important. And then later, I haven't seen this before, which is cool. Once we have 100 centralization, we will switch to this, because the extra cabinet seat, it does empower. Oh, I didn't know it's 25% peasant. That's tough. Well, we'll have to see if this is if we can fit this in, because if we can, +1 cabinet seat is really good. So, yeah. But for now, we're gonna go distribution of power. Switch that to favor the ruler. Boom. And once that's finished changing, we will have a dramatic power shift. And we're definitely not going to be able to do these, because each one you click, the next one down has less and less impact. But that's okay. We are going to lose some stability, which hurts, but it's not the worst thing in the world. And we have that claim now, so let's look to war. Oh, that's annoying. Parma is in a union with Lucca, and because of that, I can't declare on Lucca, because Lucca is not the senior partner. We may not declare upon a union with whom we are in a union, or due to one or more blockers. And the one or more blocker requires that all international organization members are not allied to Genoa, which is true. And Lucca has senior partner status, so we can't declare war on them. We have to declare war on Parma. But we don't have a CB on Parma. Or is that right? Because this is only costing us 0.10 stability. Declaring war with no CB should cost more than that. I can't. Wait, what? Parliament approved claim on project. One or more blockers. Is it because there's the land freed thing that just went through in here? Hang on, let me have a look. I didn't notice, by the way, we are actually the leader of the Ghibellines right now, which is cool, so we can petition imperial support. Why not? 339 ducats. So we transfer 0.02466 manpower. Excellent. An alliance? I mean, yeah, I'd like the money, basically. An alliance would be good, though. They won't join any of my wars. Well, maybe they will. Let's ask for an alliance. I think maybe I can't declare war because they're in my side of the Gulfs and Ghibellines, but it's difficult to test. In fact, I'm going to go back to a save. Well, save it here so we don't lose this. But I'm going to go back to a save and see if we picked that on that Parliament CB. If instead we picked that on a member of the other side, like Siena, if I would be able to declare it. Yeah, okay, damn, I think we wasted that Parliament then, because we can't declare on Lucca. I think we can't declare on members of the Ghibellines. I'd not realised that. Nuts. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Oh, well, we will make do. Yeah, so unfortunately that was a big waste of Parliament support. But instead, we'll go for this force into faction one. It costs 20 stability to create it. Yowza. No, okay, cost to declare war is 20. Okay. That's pretty well. They refused? Bohemia, we had such good relations. Should have asked for money. Oh well. Can I just straight up ask them for money, by the way? They would say yes. We need to get some favors. Cool. Oh yeah, that's a shame. Oh well. I'm going to rage quit and go to bed, but from your perspective, the game will continue in just a moment. Right, I think we're ready for this war. It's going to be on this dude. We've just finished fabricating our CB, but we don't have the diplomat, that's right. The capital is recovering, by the way. We are only at minus 800 burghers now, and our neighboring city has already started growing again. Our many cities down here also growing. We're looking probably to throw down a bunch of granaries. I'm going to experiment. So right now we have 1,500 food storage in our capital province. Excuse me. Each granary adds 200. And I'm very curious to see what kind of impact that ends up having on pop growth. Once we have a bit more food storage, it'll be easier to calculate where this number is coming from, because I don't think I can hover. Yeah, none of these are hoverable. I'm going to go and make a bug report on that. Not a bug report, sorry, a suggestion on that, actually, because that would be very helpful. Available free land. What could that mean? Like number of buildings that you don't possess, that you could have, I guess? That's weird. That would encourage growth in very high pop but underdeveloped cities. That would be weird. Anyway, yeah, we're going to try and look into what's causing the max food we can store. Don't worry that this is negative, by the way, because it just means the province doesn't produce enough, but we're getting it all from the market, which is fine, I think. Oh yes, and the bug that's not letting us declare here, because they apparently say it is a bug rather than just a weird mechanic, is now fixed. So that's nice. Not on our build, but hopefully for the one that you get your hands on. So I can't tell if this is a bug, but I've just done some testing. Declaring co-belligerence does nothing, which is interesting. So we're not going to do that. We're going to go against these lot. I mean, it does something. It calls in their allies, but it doesn't do anything productive, which is odd. And I can't get these guys to join because they like the opinion. They like the people. Actually, we probably can if we improve opinion with them a bit. It would be useful to have another 3k on our side. So I think we will improve opinion. Give it a minute and get Brescia in on our side. So I had forgotten that I actually asked Naples for the right to build these things, which are cool. We get maritime presence from them. 0.02 maritime presence, which is actually pretty good. I'm not sure how much maintenance they're going to cost. It's not much. I mean, they only require a little paper and wood. That should be good. And we can build a lot of these. They require... we have to have Merchant Republic or a couple of other things. And you have to be in the Italian group. It's got to be town or a city. The owner's got to like you. And I think you also need a special relationship. Like there's something we can request. Presumably it's an economy action. Yeah, you have to request Fondaco rights. We've also allied Naples, just because that seems good. But yeah, they give 0.2 trade capacity and 1 trade advantage. 1 trade advantage is, I mean, that's quite a lot. This thing gives 0.2 trade advantage. So we're gonna build a lot of these across Naples, and that's gonna be good. How many people do they employ? 100. Okay, so we can fit quite a few of these. Ooh, they don't count as a foreign building. That's probably bugged. Nuts. Or maybe they're meant to normally cost way more than that. Hang on, where do they go? Fondaco. The base cost to build one of these, well, we'll spread them out then, so they start giving us benefits straight away, but the base cost is 50 lowered just by market access. Okay, yeah, that's a bug. Never mind. We can still build quite a lot of these, but them not being insanely cheap is not going to realistically be an obstacle. We're still going to be able to build tons and tons of them, which will be great and give us even more trade influence. So yeah, right now, looking at Naples, for example, How are we doing on trade advantage? We're behind Naples, but we're getting there. We're making 50 ducats. That's pretty insane. It's annoying you have to keep pressing this button, but no matter. Hopefully that'll get fixed. Right, okay, I think it's time for this war. It is going to cost us 20 stability, which really hurts. Is that be the thing about being a merchant republic or something? I don't think so. This is just from declaring war without a CB. Why does it cost me 25 stability? Is it from land freed? I think it might be. I'm not sure. It doesn't say anywhere here that it will cost stability to declare wars, but anyway, so here's the war. It's against this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy, which is nice because it means we're going to be able to connect up our stuff, ideally. And we are going to call Brescia in and promise them land. Are we going to give them land? Who's to say? I'm to say we're not. We're almost certainly not. But this seems good. We are going to raise up the levies, of which there are not many. I will grant you. We are raising some over here. How many are we actually managing to raise over here? A whole 30. Wow. So I will send ships out to get them. We will raise the whole naval levy as well. Wow, that's quite a lot smaller than last time. Didn't we have like 50 ships last time? It's interesting. I wonder why that's changed so much. We're just rounding up all the levies, and then we're going to be going for just trying to stack white people as fast as possible so that they can't rally up and face us with a big threat. First fight, should be able to clear these guys. Got the full occupation on them. This should be a pretty good win. Can't remember if our general is... Can I not see his stats? Why is he clickable but doesn't do anything? That's weird. And where do I see his stats? That's weird. Can I see it here? I guess I can see it here, actually. Yeah, our commander is not as good as theirs. Well, on Diplo. Better on military, which I think is going to matter more. Let's watch this fight, actually. Yes, they have slowed down fights a lot since the last patch. Still kind of going back and forth on how the best balance is for that. And they've also changed this icon, which is cool. It looks like we will be able to come out ahead there. Some very favorable casualty ratios. Nice. And he's got goal-oriented. Nice. We will march this way with him. Get this occupied, and then we're in a good place. What are we looking at for this peace deal, by the way? I'm thinking something like that. Plus... maybe full annexing down here. Although I'd rather have more land close to home, really. So maybe we start going slightly weird borders and get these two. Because this is a city. Why isn't it showing me... Oh, I'm in the military tab. It's a wine... It's not a city. Well, it is. It is a town. It's a town with no buildings in it. What are you playing at? I have the wrong one selected anyway. There we go. Town with some buildings in it. Yeah. Seizing this would be... very nice for us, for sure. Ooh, 2,000 men, huh? Oh, we're being caught out by the Brescian army. I'm very glad we called Brescia all of a sudden. They're retreating. Buddy, stack wipe them. They're going to retreat to right here. Come on. They're right there. Stack wipe them. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get that. And yes, they are going to siege us down here, but that is fine. We will make do without handling that. Another little easy stack wipe for us. Yeah, if they come across to us, we are going to be in a bit of a problem. Because that's a pretty big army. But I am still going to stick to the strategy. If we can get all this land occupied before they're able to come at us, that would be good. They're heading down. Are they taking this fight? No. Okay, we can probably piece them out because we don't border them, so we're not going to be able to take any land off them. You know what we could do, though? Could potentially subjugate them. Or even give their land to Brescia. Yeah, that doesn't cause me any antagonism, and that will actually get me some favors from Brescia, so maybe we do that. We can't fit it in the war score. Okay. They don't appear to be losing favors from me for not giving them land. That's interesting. I wonder if that's right or if it's just not showing. Cool, making granaries. Right, I figured out granaries, by the way. The place you need to hover is here. It would not have occurred to me to hover here, but you get 0.03% pop growth for every 12 months of stored food, which is pretty good. Brescia, they're sieging your capital, buddy. should do something about that. But yeah, so we are going to be working on trying to increase our food stockpiles in places so we can get faster pop growth for sure. I think we're going to separate peace people, actually. It honestly didn't occur to me until just now, which is a bit embarrassing. You can take money off people while full annexing them. That's fun. So we definitely want this land, partly just to connect up ours. It does weaken our team of the Ghibellines, but that's okay, because the Ghibellines is... The victory condition is based on tax, isn't it? And we're winning anyway, so that's okay. And when I say it's okay, it's based on tax, because we still have the tax, so... I'm going to immediately start expanding these RGOs. Are there any... This one's a port, so we might make this a town. Oh, sorry, that's the one we already had. There's this province we just got, which is not a port, so we won't make it a town. What's this, by the way? Forest. Cool. Ast. I would like both of these, but it's a lot of aggressive expansion. What's this one? Beeswax. Not that many people. I would like it. Is there any reason for me to take it? I think I probably do want it. But I also want all this. How much AE is that? Not that much, honestly. Like, nobody cares. No one that already cares anyway. Okay. Well, let's bring the army back. Now that we've liberated down here. We might have to fight this army, but it depends how fast the siege goes. And also, we could just sue for peace with you. Could make you a vassal. It's 12 aggressive expansion? That's not much. Yeah, let's make them a vassal. Because they are... what are you? Culture-wise. They're Lombard. Right, yeah, perfect. We definitely want to own a lot of Lombard land in the fullness of time. How many Lombards are there? Lombard. 700,000. So is that what I want to be promoting, or is it Tuscan? It's only 500,000 Tuscans. How about Piedmontese? 300,000. Yeah, so I mean, we want to own Lombardy in the fullness of time. So working on our cultural relations with Lombardy via a subject would be good. And this is, you know, relatively far inland where we're going to have much more luck owning stuff directly overseas. So sure. Be my subject. Forced faction change. Oh, that's cool. Sure. Surely if they're our subject, they would anyway. But give me some war reps and some money. Good stuff. Boom. So immediately we get too many relations. Right, I did forget about that element. We could break our alliance with Brescia. That's fine. Naples is obviously taking up a lot of our Diplo relations right now. And Cremona is... they're not over 50, so I don't think they will join a coalition against me, actually. Why have they got a red border around them still? Is it just not updated? I'm not still at war with you, am I? I don't think so. They have voted to enact no military contribution. Perfect. That sounds good to me. Now, am I still going to be able to take this? Yes, because really nobody cares about Arborea. Poor little Arborea. How do you say this? What are you called? Oh, why am I checking what they're called? They're not going to exist soon. No offense. Are we going to be able to take this land? Yes. We can tank that. Plus, if we just wait the end of this month. And the thing is, I probably want to leave these guys alive. Because... once I get this stat quite, by the way, I can stand down my armies. Because we don't need it. Don't need them anymore. 15 casualties, but this should be a stack wipe. Wait for it. Yep. Good. Okay, so bring these guys home, and then we'll stand them down. We want these guys to keep existing because we need someone not in the Ghibellines to declare war on. No, that's right. Sorry, we established that that's my mistake. There's no actual restriction on declaring war on people in the Ghibellines. It's just because they were the junior partner. I remember. So can we do this? If we waited like 4 years, we could. And also, we could probably take this coalition. Who is it? It's you who won't exist. You who won't exist. You... So Parma, this guy, this guy. Mantua is not small. I think we do it. I think we wait until next year, which should knock out Como and Modena. Modena being one of the most worrying people in there. I'm sorry about all alerts, by the way. There's no way to permanently dismiss them. It's, I believe, coming. But right now, there's no way to permanently dismiss alerts, which is frustrating. And means that we always have lots at the top of the screen. But, oh well. At least you can dismiss alerts that aren't likely to come up again soon. Like this one on Lucca doesn't matter, for example. Okay. So here's the peace deal. Modena's still in. We can probably improve relations them out of it, though. Let's get some diplomats ready before we end the war. We can stop paying the army and the forts. Good. Yeah, let's get some diplomats ready for the end of the war, I think is probably a good move. And yeah, full annexing you while taking all your money. All the money you're willing to give us anyway. This will change the nature of the peace deal, won't it? But yeah, I think this is worth doing because having to fight on this island is irritating. And that's a natural harbour, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Nice. So we can get a town going here. What goods do we get? Some wool. Oh, some fur. Fur is in demand. And I'm also we have a lot of money, as you may have noticed. So I'm basically expanding all RGOs everywhere that have any available any room for more workers, basically, because people are constantly converting from peasants up to well, we actually have a shortage of peasants in some of these places, from peasants up to labourers. Is there faster pop growth here due to abundant free land? I think that is because of the supported building levels, which is interesting. It kind of motivates not overbuilding cities, but I think your pop growth is basically not meant to be predominantly in your cities. It's meant to be in your rural areas, and then they migrate to the cities, I think. But anyway, so yeah, let's just give it a minute to get a bunch of diplomats ready so we can improve relations to get ourselves out of this coalition issue. We're working on our naval presence, by the way. What are we up to? 50. It decays by 0.4 when it's fully up, by the way, meaning that any increase you get of 0.01 is equivalent to 1/40th of 100 naval presence, which is what? 2.2? What's 100 divided by 40? 2.5, sorry. What's this? More towards capital economy. We definitely aren't going to hurt the burghers' opinion. Because we want to get 90 burghers' opinion for our mission. By the way, I said I was only going to do each once. We were on traditional economy. We switched off it. I'm not allowed to go back to traditional economy. We switched off it because it required this province to have prosperity. And there's just no way I'm going to get prosperity because the locals hate me, basically. Look at them. They're very, very mad at me. They don't like being conquered. We are integrating it, but... Oh, and we've done establishing communalism. Cool. So what's our next push? We are losing innovative, which hurts, but... we just didn't have the opportunity. Well, we did have the opportunity, but we don't want to put in any burgher privileges right now. Maybe more... Could we get more free subjects? Yeah, I think we could. Just slightly. Not by much, but... Could you get me a few more free subjects? Oh, no, I don't think we can, actually. Oh, yeah, no, we can. We can go 15 more towards free subjects. Nice. Give us some less peasant food consumption and more prosperity and stuff. Excellent. We could also go... We probably want to be belligerent just for the taking land modifier, the antagonism reduction, but yeah. But yeah, I'm just going to wait a bit for some diplomats. Right, we've got a parliament going, so we're changing some laws. First off, no censorship. And secondly, any religion for the heir. And by their powers combined, I'm hoping... Not quite. Well, maybe it's only once they come into effect, actually. Yeah, they're not having their full effect yet. But hopefully that'll start pulling us towards humanist, which will allow us to do some assimilation, which will be nice. It also lets us tolerate heretics and heathens more effectively, which I think will be useful if we try and start getting some cities on the African coast for trade purposes. Now, peacetime. I would like all this. We've got 2 diplomats ready to go to try and mitigate this problem. We've got banks joining this against us, by the way. Actually, we don't. It looks like we've managed to just push them out. That's good. This could cause a problem, but let's give it a go. Let's save. A little cheeky save, perhaps. But here we go. So I'd like all of that and some money. Why not? You'd accept the end of your existence, but you won't part with your money. Fair enough. Boom. Now immediately, need to start acting on this. So green is an interesting color to use as can join coalition. I need to improve with these 2. Because every tick of improved relations also reduces antagonism, which is obviously useful. And now we have some serious integrating to do, but also we've got more burgers to turn into marketplace workers, which is my number 1 limiting factor right now is just number of burgers so I can build more and more marketplaces. What's this? A merchant's guild. Cool. Which doesn't do anything right now, but if it was staffed, it gives some trade advantage and burger power. Interesting. Next rival is basically Aragon, who I've made love us so that we can build trade offices in their land, which as you can see we have done. We'd also want some more of these. They're expensive. This is fixed, by the way. The fact that this is not being affected by my overseas costs thing is already fixed. So we'll see that in our next patch, hopefully. And you guys will get to play without it bugged. But I think even bugged, they're worth it, which is crazy. But there we go. Okie doke. Yeah, patricians not thrilled, but during this, still got quite a while of this parliament left, which will help their happiness tick up. And burgers we could actually be taxing a lot more, because we need them to get to 90 for our mission. There we go. There's our mission, and this gives us powerful merchants, which will help more people promote in the capital. And then we get 5 more towards capital economy. Excellent. And then this is the important mission. For a year, we get 0.5 towards capital economy. So what we do is we switch him to capital economy. And now we get 0.84 towards capital economy. Very nice. There is the coalition. That is a problem. I'm still paying max on Diplo, aren't I? Yeah. We should try and secure another alliance, probably. But very soon, we'll have blocked these guys. Yes, we've already got Verona out. Very soon, Mantua will no longer be eligible. So with any luck, we push out Mantua before they join. Should be, what, going up by... Yeah, and obviously we failed that, so we lose some stability, which is annoying, but not the end of the world. Yeah, 1 more month, and then Mantua can't join. Excellent. And then after this, what have we got again? We can choose to focus on trade or manufactories. Cool. I haven't actually completed that mission beyond developing a capital economy, because there's just shifting the society is what I'm mostly using it for. And yeah, both of these are enacting now. Excellent. We will start to see that shift towards humanism. Yes, excellent. Okie dokie. We are over our cultural capacity, by the way, in order to try and get all these people tolerated, but I think that's okay. And I did subjugate this guy, right? Yeah, I should definitely improve relations with my subject. And then, can we improve cultural opinion with them? I think no, right? We need them to be the dominant, yeah. We need them to be the dominant Lombard person. So we will work towards trying to achieve that. Feed them Pavia and Milan. I don't know why Milan disintegrated, by the way. Maybe this is something that happened historically, or maybe it was imposed upon them. I didn't really notice when it was happening. So, but yeah, we will feed them some of this internal land, because even just this far inland, we're going to start having control issues. Not much, but maybe we'll take this bit and then give them Milan. The other thing is, if we conquer it directly, that makes them the dominant one, because the dominant person has to be of that religion. So, and yes, it is time, I think, for us to embrace banking. So let's do that. 8 stability. We are just permanent low stability right now, which is a bit of a pain, but that's okay. So let's take a look at the old banking tax. Loan capacity and bank interest, not useful to us. Income from minting and unlocks takeover loan. Send a diplomat to a country and then become the lender of one of their loans, forcing them to pay us interest instead. Oh, that seems fun. I wonder how you tell who has a loan, though. Can you see it in the ledger? No, I don't think so. Maybe it affects their score. There must be a way to see who has loans in order to use that feature. Well, we got to unlock that. I thought only banks could do that. Dope. We definitely want to do that. Minting threshold seems completely useless. Oh no, it's how much minting you can do before you get inflation. It's not useless at all. Counting house, this is going to be huge. Putting one of those in the capital is going to be great. So this rag paper, this doesn't seem better. 0.5 cloth and 1 wood to make paper. Right now, we are making our paper with, also there should be an expand option where it shows all of the buildings, in my opinion. Right now, the paper maker is using, well, as a base, I guess that's probably a better way to look at it, because that one is modified by a lot of things. At a base, it's using 0.6 fiber crops and 0.2 lumber. So we use half as much lumber, which saves us, assuming standard market prices, which I think is a fair baseline to work from, saves us 0.75 rather. Then this costs 2, but this costs 3. So it's costing us almost an extra ducat for every unit of cloth. I guess you can scale cloth production more, because what do you make cloth from? 1 is worth 0.8. Yeah, so why would you want to do that? I guess just because it uses less wood. But if we're turning one of this into 0.8 cloth, that's basically the same ratio as we're getting on the paper. Interesting. But other techs, let's take a look at, plan out our path here. Sorry, wrong age. Ship repair at sea, I don't really care about. Diplo range, I don't care about. Docks, obviously I do. So yeah, once we get docks, we want barks. I think there's the priority there. And then, ooh, pop promotion speed though. I think we got to go pop promotion speed first. So remove this. Pop promotion speed, then the minting, then the counting house, then the dock and the bark. Also we unlock bureaucracy so we can centralize more. Yes, please. Then entry ports. Entry ports are good. And trade range. That's going to be really useful. Pop promotion speed could also be good. I wonder if you can get so many bank interest stuff down that you could actually take loans and then loan money out. Real banking hours. Protected harbors, by the way, seem really bad. 0.1. Oh, sorry, no, I'm mistaken. That's good, and we want it. The one that's bad is the, what's it called? Fortified harbor, because it gives naval presence, maritime presence, but less than a ship, and it costs more than a ship. So I don't really understand that. Pound lock canals give proximity cost and food production, and max literacy is good too. So let's go with that for now. But yeah, we got to rush promotion speed, because that's, I mean, our limiting factor right now is our ability to promote pops as fast as possible, so we can get more and more buildings in the capital. Excellent, and we're going to get a whole load of capital economy, which is going to, yeah, it does lower our food production, but I think our limiting factor is not food production, but on population speed, it's actually food storage. We're fine to buy a bunch of food, and yeah, production efficiency and building cost. So what is our interest down to now? Can I see my interest somewhere? Not sure I can. But yeah, taking over loans, I'm looking forward to that. Assuming we can find like a user-friendly way to find who has a loan, that seems like a really fun way of just, you know, sending out your tendrils. Seems like, you know, getting our finger in many economic pies, basically. All right, there's the capital economy thing done. And yeah, we will go trade focus, which gives us buff to trade efficiency and trade capacity. More trade advantage in the Genoa market and more trade capacity in the market. Cool. In terms of next targets, by the way, I think it would make sense for us to try and open a front against like Tunis or something, but they're strong is the problem. How about Algeria? Have you got any? They're a vassal of Morocco. Morocco, likewise, too strong. So maybe they're under the Mamluks. They're under Tunis. They're really, I don't feel like there's a way for us to break in. Mallorca, are you and Aragon. Yeah. I don't feel like there's a way for us to break in down here. So maybe we should be trying to make plays over here. But we just can't control this land. We're inventing docks, I guess. Let's see how it works when we get dock down here. But I feel like even with a dock down there, we're going to really struggle. How much do each of these sea tiles cost us at the moment? 14. Yeah. We need a much bigger navy, basically. So given that this is 100% a bug, and it is fixed internally, I'm going to give myself back the money that it will cost to build these things. Which is kind of cheating, but it's to fix a bug. So I think it's okay. Hopefully you won't hold it against me. I'm telling you, I'm not just doing it off camera. So we're going to build just like all of these, basically. I'm going to work out how many that would be, how much it should cost, and then give myself the money to, you know, and make it such that it was as if the game were working properly, basically, is my intention. In fact, I'll even do it on camera. So we're building, where are they gone? These, right? We're building 71 of them. Some of them cost 100 ducats, 104. Some of them cost 63. And some of them cost 23, I think I've rounded this up. Yeah. So that means it's going to cost us a total of 3,936 ducats to do this. It should cost us 1,180 because we have a minus 60% foreign building cost. So let's go cash. We'll put in, how do I best do this? I guess I just give myself the difference. Equals that, take that. Excuse me, what have I done? There we go. So, no, I screwed it up. That, take that. So the difference is 2,755. And if we now build all these, we should... that didn't work. What'd I do wrong? Did they start costing more and more as I built more of them because the goods became more expensive? Yes, okay. So the assumption is I will build them one by one. I didn't realize that that made such a big difference. That's interesting. Okay, well, I've given myself the amount of money it would cost at the goods prices they were, and now I'll build them, you know, not that slowly, but not literally all at once. That makes sense. That makes sense. Cool. Good. So we'll get those going, and then we need to start improving relations with other people, getting those rights with other people, like Aragon. Do you want to give me those rights? They will. Oh, fantastic. So yeah, it's just assume going forwards that I'm running that calculation in the spreadsheet when we need to, and then coming into debug mode to fix that bug. Here's our next war. We've got another Parliament-approved claim on Lucca, and this time, Lucca is not part of a freaking union. I almost did it on Pisa. Pisa is a junior member in the Athenian Union, interestingly. Where the heck is Athens? Athens is just this little bit. Interesting. Bulgaria has nicked the rest. But yes, so we're going to declare on Lucca. Should be good. We got a way bigger fleet than them. We're not full calling anyone, I don't think. The fact that you can't untag people as co-belligerent, by the way, is annoying, but it's being worked on. I'm just going to check if any of these guys would not call anyone else in. They all would. We do have quite a few less men than them, but I like our odds. We'll get this vassal coming in and helping again. So I think we can do it. It's going to cost us 10 stability. The Parliament-approved claim. Rock and roll. So I have made a mistake. Was digging in the code, seeing if I could fix this Fondaco situation. And it turns out when you build more than one in a province, it costs more and more every time you build one. So I can't just give myself the money and then build them all, because it is actually meant to cost vastly more as you build more and more of them. I don't know if it actually shows here. No, it doesn't. But yeah, it costs 50% more every time you build one. So the maths I'm going to have to do to calculate whether I can build these, whether I can actually afford to build these or not, is more complicated than I thought, which is annoying. So I am considering just not building any until that patch comes out. It would make my life a lot easier. And it's possible that it's today. So maybe I just won't build anymore. I also don't want to go back and do the maths for the ones I've already built. So I think I'm just going to let myself have these ones and then not stress it, basically. And maybe I'll build more at the inflated cost. It's kind of annoying though, isn't it? So maybe there's got to be a way. I could build a mod that, anyway, never mind. Let's do this war. And we're going to do it via good old boat bombing. Okay, first person knocked out of this war, Montferrat, but it's looking like we might lose, to be honest. It's becoming challenging for sure. But there's Montferrat kicked out, which is good. Also, we can now raise their levies, right? Maybe. We'll see. We should be able to kick them out here. Terrain is to their benefit. We've got a good general, though. But these two, we've beaten these guys in one battle, but they got this occupation, which is unfortunate. But I think if I beat Pavia here, and then if I sit on all their provinces, I know I can piece them out, because I've done that once before. So we'll do that again, hopefully piece Pavia out, and then maybe a mercenary army will be required to come in the clutch here. Oh, that's weird. I thought it was early that we got to kick out Montferrat. We can't separate piece these guys until a year has passed since the war started, which is obviously not for quite a while. Why was I able to piece out Montferrat then? Were they a subject of someone in the war? Maybe? I guess that's the case. Also, I took their land without really thinking about the fact that that might make it very difficult to take any of Lucca's land without causing a coalition. So that's a problem. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Maybe we'll just end up taking money off Lucca and be happy with the... it's pretty populous land that we've acquired up here. Okay, I think we have to take a piece right now because it's badly turning against us. We've managed to get a little bit of land off Pavia, which is good. This coalition size, I think, is manageable. But yeah, next time we need to save up to have mercenaries ready at the beginning of the war, I think, basically. But this is an acceptable piece. We got that land, and we got this land. Let's do that. Oh, God. That could have gone badly wrong. Let's disband all the levies. Get everyone lowered. Yeah, that was it was problematic, to say the least. We went back and forth a few times in that war. Oh, okay, but we got 30,000 pop rice here. 38,000 pop. Oh, this is a town. I didn't realize. Cool. Nice. Give me some marketplaces. You know what I like. Some livestock. This one was in the war as well, wasn't it? Or was it this province? No, it was this one. That's right. Some nice fruit here. Cool. Some legumes. Some rice. Let's get all this upgrading. We got the money for it. Excellent. And now we almost border our friend here, which is good. We might want to just look into offering vassalization. Is anyone remotely in range for that? Not really. Okay. Interesting. But yeah, okay. That not my finest moment, that war, but we made it through alive, which is the main thing, I would say. I looked at various moments there like we were going to get trashed. We got some serious integrating to do. The amount of our land that is completely unintegrated is causing some issues. But we're getting there. I've got both people completely focused on it right now. We can integrate this stuff, then we'll probably move on to here and here, which means we'll be able to get much more out of these provinces. Because we do have relatively good proximity. I'm building more roads as well. But without them being properly integrated, the control is always going to be trash. So we'll keep working on that. Can I integrate this vassal even when we don't border it? Would that be a terrible idea? I feel like it would be a terrible idea. The other interesting thing is that Bohemia has a load of the land down here, which is annoying. I don't really know how. I guess it's something to do with them being the emperor, but that certainly presents a rival opportunity. I've just realized there's a Diplo macro builder. Ah, okay. Now we're off to the races. We need diplomats in order to start paying off people's, taking on people's debt. But that's really cool. There is a Diplo macro builder. Oh, thank God. I was so worried. I'm such a nerd, man. I was so worried that there wasn't a Diplo macro builder, but there is, which means we can take over loans. Can I sort by size of loan? That would be... Surely I can add like a will accept. Yeah, there we go. Will accept. There's no one who's currently doing this, but I think that might be because we have no diplomats, so we'll see. So unfortunately, this takeover loans mechanic is fun, but no one's got any loans of any decent sizes. So I guess, I mean, what am I going to do? Occasionally come on here and check. But I'd have to check every single one manually. Like, there's got to be a better way of doing that. Like, I need a drop down that comes down, lists the country and the size of the loan, sorted by largest to smallest. Because this is, I mean, it's a fun idea, but this is not, it's not viable as a user interface. I'm simply not going to go in here, go take over loan, and then hover over every single one. I guess later in the game, when there's more kind of big countries, maybe we can go. Maybe we can. It'd be more likely that there are big countries with big loans, and we'll know by just which country it is that they're going to have a biggish loan. But for now, probably not going to use that mechanic, sadly. It's a great day. Me breathing in like that. My dog was like... we have spare burgers in Genoa. It's a glorious day. A glorious, glorious day. More market warehouses, I think, to start with, for the trade capacity. And then we'll start building, basically just whatever's profitable, I guess. The rebuilding of Genoa has begun. We're back on the growth train, baby. Less people living here than there were after the Black Death, which is interesting, but far more of them being burgers than there were. And there's Counting House, right? Good point. We should actually do that as a priority. Because counting houses are really impactful on your crown power. So we're going to get some of those going for sure. Going to spend basically all our money for a while just building counting houses. All right. New war, new CB, same person. They're not allied to Pisa anymore. We can't call our allies. That's okay. We're using the Parliament claim. It doesn't cost us stability. Don't really understand that one. Why was it costing us stability before? Yes, we're weaker than them. They outnumber us by quite a bit. But I have every faith in ourselves, not least because... Excuse me? Oh, I might have to wait till the end of the month before I start raising my armies. We got the Parliament buff to our levies. No, that was already applied? Oh, crap. I thought we had more than that. Oh, well. Raise the levies. Raise the levies. Blockade the port. Okay. We've got mercenaries coming, which will be good. To war once more. Got him. And he's a ruthless blockader, our guy. Good. And now we need, yeah, our best military man in charge. In fact, you know what? You're a member of the family. That's already the one we had in charge. Perfect. But yeah, we've hired up some mercenaries. Pretty expensive. 700 ducats. And what do you get for 700 ducats? 1,000 men. Not very many. And the way that armies work is kind of confusing me because these guys take up one frontage, right? And if we let one of the... And we're going to also actually pass the thing, which is pretty cool. Or do I want to fabricate another CB? We don't need to change the law. No, I think we'll just let it pass, because this gives us 10 centralization, so... Boom. 81 centralization, I think that puts us at. And there's the army, 5,000. But look at this, so these guys... they use... Oh, hang on, these guys use... 5 frontage? Oh no, the center is currently using 5 frontage. But you see, this guy takes up as much frontage as this guy. So these 1,000 people, if they were matched up in a fight, would fight these 100. And they have the same stats. Which is bonkers, right? Why do they have the same stats? I don't understand why almost all the stats for the units seem to be the same in the game. Like they're all, virtually all of the stats are identical. Early on, which seems counterintuitive to me anyway, but no big deal. I was gonna say I don't think we need those 60 men, but they could honestly be the difference maker. Are we gonna be able to take this land without causing a huge coalition? Let's just put these guys in for comparison. Maybe not. We'll find out. But if taking Lucca would be big. That's 7,000 burgers we could put to work in our marketplaces. Be a really good get. Armies marching north. We'll obviously try and take out Pavia early. Should be pretty successful. So if we look, right, here, where's one of my... Yeah, so this regiment. We seem to have quite a lot of them deployed on this one front. Maybe they do. No, it says they take up 1 frontage. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Anyway, we will leave behind just enough people to keep this siege going. One of these smaller peasant levies. And the rest of us are going to head down south. But yeah, it's a much smaller war this time. Should be more doable. By the way, there are prisoners in this game, and I don't know what the point of them is. So this is a prisoner unit, which means they use no frontage. But to what end? I guess I should just search like EU5 prisoners. What do they do? Apparently we can ransom them back. Where do we do that? Ah, here. Lose antagonism. Yeah. Ransom them back. Oh, but then they then shattered retreat and actually switch back to the other side. Interesting. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm fine with that. Some money and some lowered aggressive expansion in exchange for the enemy being able to kind of re-enter the fight with those troops. That seems like a good deal to me. So yeah, this war is pretty much in the bag, I'd say. We're going to head south and get the Siege of Lucca going. Are they defending it? They are not, which means Lucca's army must be around here somewhere probably. But yeah, we'll just get this siege going. Get the outer-lying regions occupied. And we're off to the races. Phenomenal. Oh, and they've got another 2k up here. Okay. Well, we will abandon this siege in order to go deal with them, I think. Ooh, and another few thousand. Okay. Okay, they got some numbers. Excuse me, would you... Hello, army. Go up here. We'll be able to take them out, though. 3,000 is very doable. And man, these guys, if we don't win the siege by the time we... if we don't win the siege by the time the 1 year is up, we'll just piece them out. An interesting turn of events. Naples has taken Rome, which I assume will cause them problems religiously, but we'll see. We are allied to Naples, but they feel like they're going to be our kind of mid-game boss for control over Italy. Big day for our international trade network. The dock has been invented. We are going to be throwing them into all of our cities as a high priority, starting with, of course, the capital, but also... All right, it's a military building, isn't it? The ones that give us some connections to our islands. That will be a huge, huge difference maker in our ability... Oh, we already have one in the capital, that's right. Huge difference maker in our ability to connect with our islands. In fact, let's do the before and after. So right now, to get down here, let me take the screenshot, save that, and then we'll come back to this once that dock is finished. We're just winning this war very easily. Pieced this guy out. I liberated this area just because it seemed like a good idea to spit somebody out. I wonder if we could ask them to be our vassal. No, even if we just freed them there. Not about that. Fair enough. But yeah, just winning these sieges. We may take this land here to connect to our subjects, but we'll see. Ooh, I took the Pavia we were just sieging. I didn't even notice. It's a city. Hell yes. That's our second city. The second city of the future Genoese Empire, current Genoese Duchy. Very nice. Is Lucca a city? Lucca is a city. Hell yes. We are going to have some coalition issues, so I'm improving relations with a bunch of people now, and we are max diplo spending. I have just accepted an alliance with Provence on the basis that that will help deter coalition, hopefully. We'll see. Hey, our first integration. Nice. Let's keep that rolling. I think Pavia being our city is worth doing next. There we go. Okay, so what is the coalition situation? It's manageable. It's manageable. We've got truces with a lot of these people. We can make this work. Give me all your money. And Lucca. Another city. Yoink. Very nice. Let's lower those levies. And this was in... Yeah, it's already in our area. Good, good, good. Nice. That's a good get. So now, obviously, we greedily eye the city of Pisa over the border. And we are going to need to... in fact, I think integrating this... Well, we'll finish this one. It's not that long. But yeah, another big city for us. Excellent. We will get the counting house built, and then we'll be hammering through those marketplaces. I don't know why the AI doesn't build more marketplaces. I feel like there's going to need to be a... You remember that mod Arumba made for EU4 that changed the AI's priority in terms of what they built? I feel like EU5 is going to need one of them. And then they integrated all of it into the base game is the other part of that story. I feel like EU5 is going to need that, because the fact that marketplaces are just so overpowered at the moment is... I mean, they're not overpowered, I suppose. They're just much better relative to other buildings, basically, in terms of the income that they can generate. But I suppose that's not always true. It's only if you have enough crown power. So it does vary, I suppose. But okay, now, time of peace, as we consolidate our new holdings, get some integrations done, and build up our new cities. And in fact, that time of peace will begin in the next episode. Until then, thank you so very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the Genoa series. I apologize that the first episode had the audio balance wrong. That's my bad. It's why the music is always so quiet, because I'm so nervous about that happening. But oh well. Hopefully you still enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.